A pretendian said my ancestors came from Siberia thousands of years ago, while his African ancestors got here 400 years ago with the colonizers.
I had a pretendian say he was Indian. I said, bitch, you look fresh off the boat.
I had a pretendian say his grandma was native. I asked him, why do you look African, motherfucker?
No one's saying that black Americans aren't American. They're African Americans, but they're not indigenous. Nobody's saying Europeans Americans aren't American. We're all Americans here, right? But there's only one indigenous group of people, and that's the Mexicans and the Native Americans. I know this hurts a lot of you guys, and you guys are kind of teaming up. The white and black people are teaming up against the Native Americans because we're the enemy. You guys are invaders on our lands, but we can all be Americans, but we're not gonna go for the, oh, black people were here before Native Americans, oh, white people were here before Native Americans. We're not doing that. We were the first people here. You guys aren't indigenous. Can try harder. Take your evidence or receipts you got to court. Stop crying on.
This video is for educational purposes only. No cursing, no hating. Okay, so there's a cultural or identity war brewing right now as we speak in the United States. And what you just heard is an angry response, by the Native Americans to the foundational Black Americans in this ongoing war.
Okay, so one thing I'm not understanding fully on this app is the fact that it is so easy to prove your Cherokee lineage, and yet so many of you won't do it. Like, so many of you sit there and say that, oh, I have a Cherokee ancestor, I have all this paperwork, I can back it up, I can show them on the dolls rolls. Okay, great. Well, if it's that easy for you, I can just tell you right now, it's super easy for the tribe to find you and prove your indigeneity. See, it's as easy as needing your original birth certificate and filling out the information with the enrollment department. That's all you have to do. And then the tribe does everything else for you. So my big question is, what's holding you guys back from actually doing this if it's that easy to prove your indigeneity? What's holding you back?
I'm not Siberian. I'm Seneca Arent clan. On the waka zawasat ni sansionte. On my DNA test it says I'm North American indigenous. I think you need to take your own advice. My DNA doesn't say Siberian. I'm identifying as how I'm supposed to and who I was raised to be. You're trying to say you're indigenous and deny your Africanness. They're jealous and you want my history and my ancestry. I can't change who my parents are, and neither can you. So take your own advice and be proud of who you are.
So you do know that this is just a thing with Native Americans. It's also really common amongst West Africans. It's called Tamuli. And that's when they bury the people in mounds, in burial mounds. So yeah, it's not just a thing with us actual, real Anishinaabe from the Americas, from Turtle Island, the Kinakminis. So yeah, come at me different, man, because unless you study things, you ain't know. You just throwing out word salad that don't mean nothing. So yeah, try again. But when you come with some bullshit for someone who's actually educated, yeah, it don't work.
I never met a group of people that wanted Native Americans to be Siberians so bad. Isn't it weird how the black community is telling us every day we're Siberians and Asians? We're not Siberians and Asians. We are what we are. We're our tribes and our clans. I'm Seneca Arent clan. That's what I am. The reason why they're telling us we're Siberian and Asian is because they want us to question who we are. Because they question who they are. They don't know who they are. We don't have that problem. And they see another oppressed minority, another brown people, right, that are proud of who they are, don't have identity issues, they're not insecure, they're not ashamed of their ancestors, and they're jealous, they're envious. So that's why they want us to question who we are they keep saying you're Siberian and Asian. Get over it. You're not Indian. You only want us to be Siberian and Asian and not Native American so you could claim to be the Native Americans. But y'all came here with the white man. Black people are Africans and white people are Europeans.
Okay, so you've had their various responses. It's interesting, this war, because it's not between the oppressor and the oppressed. The war is actually between two oppressed people who have different identity legacies in the United States. One, the native Indians are believed to be indigenous to the land, as they can trace the ancestral roots, to the Americas. And the other, the foundational Black Americans, have an accepted legacy of forced migration to the United States and survival. And the unfortunate thing that is happening right now is that the FBAs are not just claiming indigeneity to the land, they're also asserting that the Native Americans are actually immigrants, from Siberia and Asia. And this has sparked an outrage amongst Native Americans who are now responding in kind with respect to their own identity and origins and claims to the land. And they're not sparing the FBAs at all. And in my next videos, you're going to see why they're so triggered and angry, about what the FBA has been saying with respect to their own identity and claims as the indigenous people of America. It's crazy when two oppressed people are at each other's necks, and lose track of what the real issues are and begin to attack themselves whilst the oppressors are having a field day. They are busy enjoying themselves. I'll see you in the next video.